This is the Zenith, and today we're pulling back the curtain on a painful illusion. We live in a world obsessed with beauty, but not just any beauty, an artificial one. One stitched together by needles, sculpted in clinics, filtered by apps. A beauty that looks perfect but isn't real. This video is not about judgment, it's about truth. Because behind every perfect face on your feed, there might be pain, regret, fear, and consequences that no one is talking about. Stay with me. Because by the end of this, you'll see beauty, identity, and self-worth in a way you never have before. Let's begin with the mirror of our times, social media. You scroll, you tap, you double tap, and what do you see? The same face again and again, plumped lips, snatched noses, flawless skin, sculpted cheeks, faces engineered to attract and conform. This isn't natural evolution, this is mass replication. Plastic surgery isn't taboo anymore, it's trending. Fillers, threads, Botox, implants, many done not out of desire but out of fear. Fear of being left behind, fear of not being enough, fear of being unseen. And it's not just celebrities. Ordinary women, students, mothers, professionals are all chasing that perfect face, that curated symmetry. But perfection is a prison, and the walls are made of comparison. Let's talk about Linda Evangelista, one of the most iconic supermodels in history. A face that defined the 90s, unapologetically powerful, ethereal, unforgettable. Until one cosmetic procedure changed everything. In an attempt to remove stubborn fat using cool sculpting, Linda suffered a rare side effect. Instead of shrinking, the fat cells grew. She was disfigured. Her face, her currency, her confidence, became her prison. And so, Linda vanished. For nearly 6 years, she disappeared from public life, hidden in shame and emotional torment. In her own words, this is the hidden cost. This is the side of cosmetic surgery no influencer shares. One tweak, that's how it starts. A small filler here, a contour there, you just want to look more rested, more refreshed. But something happens. You get compliments, likes, reactions, and dopamine rewards you. Your brain says, so you go back, just a little more, and then more again, until you can't stop, until you're chasing a version of yourself that never existed. Until one day you look in the mirror and think, this is not beauty, this is addiction, a psychological spiral known as. It's when one enhancement leads to another and another and another, and still, satisfaction never comes. Because the problem wasn't your face, it was how you saw yourself. Let's talk about the mind. Multiple studies show that women who undergo repeated cosmetic procedures often suffer from higher rates of depression, anxiety, and body dysmorphia. They report emotional numbness, disconnection, obsession with flaws that no one else can see. Why? Because when you outsource your self-worth to your appearance, you build your identity on sand. Every wrinkle becomes a threat. Every mirror becomes a test. Every glance becomes a judgment. You don't feel more beautiful, you feel more fragile. And behind every bandage and bruise is a woman who thought she'd finally feel whole. Let's talk about what happens when the lights go off. After the surgery, there's silence. You can't go out in public. Your face is swollen, bruised, tender. Your movement is limited. Your expression, gone. For weeks, maybe months, you're hiding. Not just from the world, from yourself. You see your reflection change, day by day, and the fear creeps in. This is the part nobody posts. The shame, the regret, the breakdowns at 2 a.m., the friends who say you were more beautiful before, the strangers who stare, the fear of being judged for something you did to feel better. The trauma of surgery isn't just physical, it's emotional. It carves itself into your sense of self. Now let's talk about genetics. You can change your lips, but your child will inherit yours, not the filler. You can sculpt your nose, but your daughter will get the original. You can lift, tighten, enhance, but your DNA stays untouched. And this brings a hard truth into focus. Fake beauty can't be passed on. You didn't solve the problem. You postponed it for someone else to inherit. And what message does that send to the next generation? That your natural face wasn't good enough, that their beauty must be edited, that love is earned through appearance? We're not just changing our faces, we're changing the blueprint of how our children see themselves. Here's what hurts the most. With every procedure, you lose a little more of. That nose your grandfather had, gone. The lips that matched your mother's, replaced. That freckle, that smile, that asymmetry that made you unforgettable? Sanded down? The world doesn't need perfect faces. It needs real ones. The features that carry history, emotion, culture, soul. When you erase your face to look like everyone else, you lose the very thing that made you radiant. And here's the kicker. The women who age naturally, with grace, with soul, with presence, end up being the ones we remember most. Because time doesn't steal beauty, it reveals it. So what now? Do we shame plastic surgery? No. Do we judge women for trying to feel better? Never. But we tell the truth. We break the silence. We ask harder questions. Are you changing your face to express who you are, or to run from it? Are you enhancing yourself to feel more you, or to become someone else? Are you chasing freedom, or falling into a trap dressed as confidence? Because real confidence doesn't need corrections. It needs courage. And healing doesn't come from hiding. It comes from acceptance. The massive lesson? You are already enough. Your beauty isn't behind you. It's not in a clinic. It's in your wholeness. Stop editing your story. Start living it. Because that is what the next generation needs. Not perfection, not procedures, but truth. Let's leave you with this. A way forward. A way to heal. Here's what no one tells you. You can fall in love with your natural face, again. Start with gratitude. List 3 things every morning that you're thankful your body allows you to do. Then add compassion. Speak to yourself like you would your daughter, or your best friend. Then practice presence. Learn to sit with your reflection without fixing it. Learn to breathe with it, accept it. And finally, build identity from the inside. Take the focus off appearance. Build a life that's vibrant, adventurous, meaningful, a life that feels good from within. Because when your soul lights up, your beauty follows, naturally. And that glow, you pass that on. You are not a flaw to be fixed. You are not a trend to be updated. You are a miracle. And you don't need permission to shine. This is the Zenith. All you hear is real. If this spoke to you, share it with someone who needs to remember who they are. Stay radiant, stay real. We'll see you in the next one.